Thank you very much, Kristen. Here's Yang. Based on my research, in my session, I will talk a little bit about critical incident, referring to frozen berries hepatitis A contamination and the significant change caused by it. On 18th of February 2015, Department of Health claimed hepatitis A outbreak is related to the consumption of a number of brands frozen berries of Patty's Foods. The initial 13 cases are linked to Patty's berries, and the number of people affected is still increasing. And now, interestingly, a week ago, Patty's Foods already started a nationwide voluntary recall regarding the contaminated products. And 20th of February, the test results shows there's no evidence suggesting that products are linked to the hepatitis A. But the damage is done, and people become panic. Consumers are more and more aware of the food safety issues, so they tend to choose more homegrown products instead of those berries from overseas. And next, I will implement Porter's 5 forces to analyze this case, and especially on bargaining power of suppliers and buyers aspects. In frozen berries industry, suppliers are berries growers, and processors such as Patty's Foods here are in charge of frozen berries processing, and buyers are supermarkets giants like Coles, Woolworths, Aldi. So in this slide, the top left corner, you can see the diagram of fruit and vegetable processing in Australia, which are the processors. And the frozen berries, I think, is the orange part, account for around 12% share of revenue. And at the down right corner, the diagram is fruit growing in Australia, which refers to suppliers, and the berries account for 15% share of revenue. So the berries, over the past 5 years, it has slightly increased, and the four main products, strawberries, followed by blueberries, raspberries, blackcurrants. And the berries are very popular as a snack because of its healthy benefits, so it has a strong consumer demand. So most berries are sold fresh to domestic market, only a small proportion for food processing. The bargaining power of suppliers. So processors account for 10.5% share of revenue of the suppliers market, and the low-cost imports weaken the bargaining power of fruit growers. However, after the scandal, domestic consumers are demanding more homegrown frozen fruits, which might lead to the supplier switch for processors. And also thanks to the free trade agreement with certain countries such as China, Australia, and FTA, as well as the growing middle class in China, the overseas demand for healthy and safe guaranteed Australian fruits is expected. Well, as a result, suppliers are gaining bargaining power and able to charge premium price. Well, however, currently suppliers don't have enough volume to supply year-round, and producing cost is still too high compared to countries like China. In terms of bargaining power of buyers, supermarkets chains without doubt plays the biggest role, which accounts for almost 30% of share of revenue. They usually negotiate direct supply contract with fruit processors to produce private label products for them when we have a look at the supply chain. And this creates strong competition because the winner gaining a distinct advantage in terms of guaranteed revenue. And we also cannot overlook the grocery wholesalers because small processors tend to sell to wholesalers. And you can see on the diagram the white part accounts for nearly 30% is export markets, because the Australian fruits has a very good reputation overseas. So we also and the export markets is growing rapidly. Well, that's all my part, and next I will pass it over to Vivian. Thank you.